The new year is just about to hit. We're going through the holiday seasons right now, and it will go by quickly. And then next thing you know, 2024 is going to be here. I've noticed something in the last couple months. I've had the opportunity to teach more than a picture, the workbook that I had come out. And there's a question that I've asked a couple men, and I'm thinking of 5 men in particularly that I point blank asked them, "So tell me, what are your goals?" These in particular men looked at me and in a blank stare said, "Nobody's ever asked me that before." And they sat there and they couldn't even think of a goal that they had. You know, as men, our identity a lot of times is wrapped up in the wrong things. And for a lot of guys, if I ask you, "Hey, who are you?" It ends up you telling me you know, I'm a banker, I'm a salesman, I'm this, I'm that, and it requires it's all about the job, right? And that's okay. But we are way more than the job that we do for a living. What happens is a lot of men, they go to work and they're doing phenomenal in their business, but then they come home and they're not doing so well there because they disengage from the world because they're spent. They've done everything they're going to do now, and when they get home, they just stop. And then a lot of wives get very frustrated because they feel like they're doing life alone, that you guys are just coexisting as husbands and wife. And that's not how God has intended it. But why does that happen? There's a lot of reasons, I believe. One is when we go to work, we have a job description of what is required of us and expected of us, correct? It also will give us incentives, telling us that if we reach a certain goal, we'll make a certain amount of money. If we might get a bonus check for that, or we'll get a raise for this. So we know the steps that are laid out for us. And a lot of companies that you work for, they have quarterly meetings where everybody sits down and they talk about the future of the company and the branding and what things look like moving forward, right? So they're building you for success. A good employer, they're going to build you for success. Now imagine men who have their own business. They have to be disciplined enough to do that for themselves so that their own personal business thrives and becomes something great, right? Why don't we do the same things at home? I want to intentionally become a great man, but I have to intentionally want that. It just does not happen, right? So I want to give a little suggestion to you, and I'm including this PDF file for you to download. But there's 5 areas I believe that we need to really focus on as men, and we need to put out a description of who we want to be in life so that we have a guideline and something to accomplish and do. And it's not just being done at the end of the day and coming home. So we start with spiritual growth. That is one area in our life, making time for prayer, Bible study, attending church, and fellowshipping with other believers should be a top priority. Pursuing a deeper relationship with God will help you stay grounded and focused on what truly matters. It starts right there with the spiritual walk that we have with God. You want success in your life? We can't do it without God. And a lot of you men listening to this, you know you lack in this area. You don't even pray. You haven't, when's the last time you've even cracked open the Bible and read a verse in the Bible? When have you been taking the time to prioritize Jesus in your life? Let's just be honest with it. We need to start there. Second, family life. Prioritizing your relationship with your spouse and children is crucial. Spending quality time together, showing love and support, and being present in their lives can help you build strong bonds and create a happy home. I realized this, and I didn't realize this until I started doing it. But when I started working on me and changing me and intentionally doing things differently at home and putting my family, prioritizing them in the right order, they started changing. And the whole dynamics of the house started changing. You and your wife's relationship is very important. Do you realize that your kids are going to grow up, your daughter's going to grow up to marry a man like dad? A son is going to treat his wife the way that he sees his father treat his wife. See, we're setting what is the norm for them. How are you doing in that area? What do they see? And how does your spouse feel? Does she feel like she's in a relationship by herself? If so, you need to change that. And only you can make that difference. Career. While it's important to work hard and provide for your family, it's equally important to find a balance between work and family life. Setting priorities and boundaries can help you avoid burnout and maintain a healthy work-life balance. I have really had to learn this because I work from home. And so I've learned that at a certain period of time, when my wife comes home, I need to push away from the desk. I need to be done and I need to be in there engaging in her and pouring into her. Now, of course, there are times that I have to work in the evening times, but my wife knows that in advance, and she knows that she is a priority over work, but she also knows that I need to work. So I'm making up for it in other areas. It's about communication, right? Communicating that and making sure that we're setting her as a priority. Fourth, health and fitness. Take care of your physical health is essential for overall well-being. Making time for exercise, eating a healthy diet, and getting enough rest can help you stay energized and focused. I see men burning the candle at both ends of the stick, and they're not taking care of themselves, they're not healthy, they're miserable, and I can tell you that because I was one of those guys. I'm 120 pounds lighter than what I was 2 years ago. I couldn't even tie my own shoes. My wife would have to help me do that. Getting my health in order has made a big difference in how I feel and in my identity because now I feel better about myself. The healthier I feel, the more I can accomplish, the more I want to accomplish. And I'm not just simply existing. So this right here can be a priority. Community service. As a Christian, serving others is as important part of living out your faith. Getting involved in your community through volunteer work to outreach programs can help you make a positive impact and show Christ's love to those around you. What are you doing to make a difference in your community The Great Commission is to go into the world and tell them about Jesus Christ, right? That's one thing I love about our church. Our church provides a lot of community outreach for us to be involved in. If we don't do it, it's because we've chosen not to do it. Pastor Tim, thank you for allowing that and bringing those opportunities to us and my family. I'm going to give you this PDF file, and what I want you to do is write down where are the places you struggle and how can you do better. We're going to do more videos here shortly that's going to help you on it. But I want you to take a look at these and prioritize these things in your life because it's going to make a difference in who you are. You're going to have to intentionally become the man you want to be. 2024 is just around the corner. Are you ready to do it? If you need help, I want to put a link in here where you can set a time with me, and I would be happy to sit down and do a Zoom call with you and help you find some of the areas that you struggle with. I have a brother today that just reached out to me and said, "Hey, tomorrow, can you help me?" Going to be meeting with him around 3 o'clock on Zoom after he gets off work. Listen, there are tools and places. Your pastor would be someone that would love to help you. We're going to be talking about people, places, and things coming up real shortly here in some episodes. I think you're going to find those to be very helpful for you. But right now, download this PDF, look at it, and take an honest look at yourself. An honest, authentic look. Are you becoming and are you the man God has called you to be?